Hail Caesar. Directed by the Coens.
Joel and
Written
Ethan.
by the Coens.
Joel and Ethan. Well, information about hillbilly hand fishing from
we
noodling.
Noodling.
That's the what was
Hillbilly hand fishing was the name of the show. A practice apparently also known as noodling.
Nice.
Yeah.
That
All
sounds
right.
about right.
So that's catching everyone up.
Yep.
But we're gonna now review Hail Caesar,
Hail Caesar.
which was written, directed, and starring the Coen brothers.
Yep.
One was Hail and one was Caesar.
Shut up.
No, that's not it. So this is a film
Edited by Roderick Jane, a.k.a. the Coen brothers.
Okay.
That's their editing name.
Good.
Their nom de cut.
So this film is apparently about a Hollywood fixer in the 1950s who
Yeah.
works to keep the studio stars in line. I guess. No, I'm just kidding. That's totally what it's about. It's a pretty good description of it.
Yeah.
It's starring, Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Jordan, what do you know this guy from?
Stoker. Maybe.
Oh shit, he was in Stoker.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically.
Oh, you know
the
from
only other
Beautiful
thing he's
Creatures. That's
Yes.
You know him from
because
he is
he's
a
got
beautiful
he's
creature.
got a horrible accent in that movie.
his accent in this movie is great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
I really
It's a
like the
real
accent in this
delight.
movie. Yep.
Sorry, I had to just run down what I know this guy from. In Stoker, his name was Whip.
Yep.
Whip.
He was one of the boys.
Haven't seen Stoker.
Good film.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Prison Break wrote that? Is that correct?
Yeah, you are actually 100% correct. Prison Break wrote that.
It's a movie
Yeah.
and TV show. Prison Break.
Yeah.
Wrote that
He wrote
movie. Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be a little hard to talk too much about this film, but it's kind of made up of like segments in a sense.
Mhm.
As Josh Brolin's Eddie Mannix character goes around doing his job, fixing,
Yeah.
which is kind of a funny. I mean, he has a real title. What is it? Head of Physical Production,
Head of
I believe is
Physical
what it's
Production,
called,
yeah.
which is a great title.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like he runs a lot of the show, a lot more than you'd think he would.
Yeah.
But it would kind of follow him around in what his normal day is like, and just all of the weird hijinks that he has to put up with from all the crazy actors,
Right.
and some of those, and even directors. Ray Fiennes plays a kind of a I don't know what to call him, a stick in the mud director kind of. He's kind of
Artsy fartsy.
artsy fartsy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks what
Lawrence
he's doing
Lawrence.
is Lawrence Lawrence.
Yeah.
Mr. Lawrence, please. Yeah, and it's kind of fun, but that means like a lot of people get kind of just one scene or two scenes, and then they're out.
Yeah.
So we mostly follow Josh Brolin through the whole shebang.
Shbang.
Mm-hmm.
Shbang.
So I don't know. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. Benson, you have some theories on Coens.
Yeah.
Do you want to share them now or later?
No, I really loved this movie. I'll go out there and plant my flag and say that I'm a lover of this film.
Mm.
I think all Coen Brothers movies, in a weird way, are kind of about the same thing, which is that nothing matters and the universe doesn't care about you, and you can kind of make that can be fun and whimsical, or that can be dark and horrible, as you see in all of their movies.
Right. Right.
And I think this is definitely kind of an example of that kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
I think also this is like a sort of weird, grotesque exaggeration of the Coen Brothers. Like, this is the Coen Brothers running themselves through a Coen Brothers filter.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's why I find this movie really entertaining, because it's kind of a lot of things like, oh, we really want to do this and we really want to do that. Let's just throw it all into one movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be extra that doesn't need to matter. It's just fun. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, because of the structure of it being a movie production company.
Yeah.
Allows them to have these strange vignettes
Yeah.
and these scenes, because you're literally seeing scenes of movies getting made.
Yes.
It's crazy. It gives
And
them
I
a lot of
enjoyed
freedom.
every single one of them. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
swimming bit. I enjoyed the dancing scene.
Yeah.
I loved Lonely Old Moon.
Yeah.
I think really just another way of looking at either just the Coens films in general or this one is kind of like they take the mundane and make it magical.
Yeah.
Like it's this is kind of like we're watching a guy do his job.
Yeah.
That's essentially what
Yeah.
we're watching.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Right.
Like it's really fun, and it's funny.
Yeah.
And
Tilda
it really
Swinton's great in it.
Tilda Swinton
Also-
and Tilda Swinton is
And
great.
Tilda
I was going to say
Yeah.
that too.
They're both good.
Yeah. Also, George Clooney and George Clooney. We've got two actors playing dual roles in this film.
What?
Yeah, you didn't catch that?
What? No, what?
There's a scene where George Clooney is playing the Baird Whitlock stunt double.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's why the joke is, oh, he sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do kind of. I did like Tilda Swinton.
Yeah. Let's talk about our boy,
The truth, Eddie.
Hobie, though.
Who? Hobie? Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful
AKA
boy.
Alden
Yeah.
Ehrenreich.
He's so good in this. I love him.
He's like a little cowboy man.
Yeah.
Who he never really had to act before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And suddenly they want, from up high,
Yeah.
the order comes down. You're going to be in this hoity-toity film
Yeah.
where you have to learn a bunch of lines.
Yep.
With a twist, a symbol.
And you have to not walk like a cowboy.
Yes.
Every time you entered that room, it was a real delight because he's walking like a cowboy.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He's like, try to look at her when you say your line.
And
he
later,
really had trouble
when
with
he's
that.
talking to the production, physical production,
Yeah.
he's like, everyone's looking at me. That's real tough.
Yeah.
I think I got a handle on it though.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of fun little jabs at Hollywood that kind of still resonate today in some way.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. What'd you think of George Clooney?
I enjoyed him a lot. He's doing classic Coen, dumb hero of a Coen brother movie. That
Yeah,
yeah.
fumbling his way through a scene.
Yeah.
Basically every scene he's just
I love like how
Humbling.
much George Clooney just seems to love to play an absolute dumbass
Yeah.
in Coen Brothers movies specifically.
loves it.
Because we got that in Burn After Reading, we get that in
Yep.
Oh Brother Where Art Thou,
Mhm.
we get that a little bit in Intolerable Cruelty.
right.
But yeah, Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone else say a thing. I can't carry this whole.
You can't. I've said what I thought of the film. I love it. I gave
But
my
why?
theory on
Why
it.
did you love it?
That's because it's this weird, fun, grotesque exaggeration of a Coen Brothers movie. When what's his name from Girls comes in with the camera and he's like staring weirdly at
Well,
George
and
Clooney.
it's
that's fantastic.
It's a pretty great shot when he takes the picture and then he like fires the bulb off the spent
Yeah,
bulb.
he's like
Yeah.
pop, and you see it bounce
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they did work like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum's great in it. Channing Tatum's crushing it these days.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
crazy. He has these smaller roles in these films, but he just does. He doesn't steal the show, but he just is playing them so well.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I even really enjoyed in that scene the director who was played by Christopher Lambert
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Raiden.
from
As
The Highlander.
as a friend of the show, Justin Keysong pointed out after we saw the movie, they've got two duos here in the movie that don't interact because two dudes from Highlander are in the film and they don't have any scenes together.
Yep.
And Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are both in the film and they
Yep.
don't have any scenes together.
That's pretty funny.
So the Coens, they brought in these duos to split them up. They're
Yeah,
like, we are the only duo on set.
Jonah Hill essentially has one scene.
I love Jonah Hill in this movie.
And it's pretty great once
Yeah.
once you get to him.
Yeah.
I mean, in the trailer it was kind of like, what's going to happen here? But in the film, it's a great payoff.
Yeah.
It's a super great payoff.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of good payoff in this film.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that kind of get set up, and then when they get knocked down, it's really delightful.
And again, that's something the Coen brothers do really well.
Yeah, even the whole the arc of Hobie Doyle.
Yeah.
That's a great, like, we kind of see him, go through, like, people want him to change, he doesn't want to change, and then he kind of ends up in the same role that he does
Yeah, in real life.
in real life. Yeah. And it's actually really, like, fun when he's waiting for that lady and he just grabs the rope and starts doing tricks.
Oh, that was
tricks,
so
yeah.
awesome.
This is him. Like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He just starts doing rope tricks.
I like when they go on their date, it's at a restaurant that looks very similar to the Coconut Grove and the Aviator, so of course I appreciated that.
Well, I think that's like it was supposed to be like an after party at a
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood in the
awards or
40s, that
something.
was
Not
the same,
awards. Yeah.
same kind
Premiere.
of time period as
You and your Hollywood in the 40s.
That's what I like. I guess this was the 50s, though, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was commies,
Yeah.
And I even
not Nazis.
Spoilies.
Which I got real hard Rocketeer flashbacks.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's how you can gauge what kind of person you are. You got Rocketeer flashbacks, I got Aviator flashbacks.
Oh, there you go.
We connect to different Howard Hughes
There
stories.
you go. There you go. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I think beyond that connection, I think I kept thinking kind of Trumbo, because Trumbo was kind of about movie making
And-
in that same time period.
And
Huh?
commies.
And commies, yeah. But just in that sense of like, I mean, Trumbo and the people that he knew and worked with, they were trying to write movies, and they were the writers.
Yeah.
And here's another group of writers in a similar situation, but they're like with that Coen edge to them, where they've got this kind of grand scheme of insanity.
Yes.
Which is a lot of fun.
They know the future.
Yeah,
They are the future.
Look, they're scientists. Okay.
If you study economics, you can predict everything that's going to happen.
I mean, these are like, and these are all kind of like character or like that guy actors,
Yeah.
and they're really like
We're
killing
talking
these
Patrick
scenes.
Fischler.
Uh-huh.
We're talking David Crumbles.
Yeah, man, that whole room is just full of people.
Yeah.
Fisher
And I was like,
Stevens.
Fisher Stevens.
I like all of these people in this room.
And I don't even know if I've ever seen Max Baker in a film before, but he's like the kind of the leader that talks to Baird Whitlock the most.
He's great.
He's so delightful.
He is so good.
He's so great.
Yeah.
And yeah, David Krumholtz in the back just going,
The
ah.
angry one.
Yeah.
And someone's telling him to shut up every once in a while.
Yeah, so it's a pretty fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I think we'll
Quite
save a little more for the discussion, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, in the oeuvre of the Coens, where would we place it? I mean, I don't know how many Coen films you've seen, Jordan,
I've
or
seen
aware
a-
that you've seen.
I've seen a good amount.
Because
Yeah.
there are some, much like Intolerable Cruelty, people tend to drop that one right out of their brain. Because, I mean, for me, it's not that great.
I think it's better than Lady Killers. I'll go on record.
Because you don't like Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and he's bad in that movie.
He's the KFC Kentucky general man in that movie, and that's a little delightful.
Nah. It's not
Actually,
a
the
good
best
movie.
character in that film has no lines.
Who?
And, unless he says one word when he, spoilers, dies, the Asian guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty great.
I've seen everything except for Miller's Crossing
Oh, that's a good.
That's a really good.
and
That's a really good.
That's a really good.
Shit, I just lost it. I think I've only missed
I think I can
You've seen
run-
Barton Fink?
I'm pretty sure I can
No.
run through all
Okay.
their films. For you
so
right now.
Barton Fink, Blood Simple, and Miller's Crossing. Those are the only ones I haven't seen.
Some
How many
earlies.
have you seen?
All.
Okay, yeah, me too.
This makes it every
Yeah.
single,
Yeah.
except for, I mean, they have a segment in New York I Love You, Paris I Love You, whatever the hell
it's
it is.
really good. You should watch. It's worth watching.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Steve
So-
Buscemi's in it.
Sure. So, oh, and also it's kind of worthy to know. I mentioned Barton Fink. It's probably it's either my favorite or a top 3 Coen for me.
That's a great movie.
And it has a connection to this film. It's
Yeah.
the same movie studio.
Yeah.
What's it called? No.
Capital.
Capital.
Yeah.
Yeah. Capital Pictures.
Yeah.
It's kind of on the nose.
Mhm. It's the same. It's the same movie studio that Barton Fink works for.
Yeah.
And so I kind of enjoyed that.
Is
I wish
this the official first establishment of a shared Coen universe?
maybe,
Yeah,
that'd be exciting, right?
it would. Very,
We're turning over a new leaf.
yeah.
Where we're on our way to a shared universe a la Hateful Eight. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Just announcing like, oh yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, the name Mike Zoss, I know, shows up in a number of Coen Brothers films as a
Yeah.
little tribute. It's also the production company with the horse's ass and the bug at the end.
Mm.
That made sense. That made sense if you already knew what I was talking about.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So yeah, I mean, like, it's not. It can't be your favorite.
No, I mean, The Big Lebowski's still my favorite, but I don't. It's hard for me to say. I mean, the Coen Brothers are my favorite writers and directors. If you didn't know that about me, I have like The Big Lebowski is my favorite, and then all the other ones except for like The Lady Killers are tied for second. I mean, Intolerable Cruelty is a little not as good, but I still enjoy that movie even. So it's very hard for me to kind of place them. I would have to go into a hut for a day and think and hallucinate and write it all out.
I would love that. Can we make that happen? You might come out with the secrets of the universe.
Yeah. I'll find out what was on the Goy's tooth. That's a callback to.
I like that a
Serious Man. It's a
lot.
great film.
Oh, can we get you in that and figure out what was on that tooth? Anyway, before we cut this off and save the rest for discussion, can we talk a little bit about religion in this film?
Okay.
I really enjoyed the scene where so the film that they are making that Josh Brolin is really spearheading and that Baird Whitlock is the star of is in fact the same name as the film that we are watching, Hail Caesar, with a little
extra,
subtitle, A Tale of the Christ.
Yes.
So religion actually plays a big part in that, and I think just in the plot in general.
Yeah.
And there's a great scene where
the
Josh
boardroom?
Brolin, where he has the leader, kind of the heads of different churches to look over the script to see if it will offend their group, so that when they release it, it'll still make money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's these 4 different religious, figures
Yeah.
that are trying, to each get their point across and disagreeing and agreeing in different ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great scene.
It's a fanatic. Thumbs up.
Fantastic.
It's a fanatic banana.
Bobama.
I'm okay.
That's a really good scene.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the payoff on that scene. I really enjoy. I mean, we have one rabbi. There's 3,
Well, there's a Catholic,
Christian denominations.
Yeah, there's a Catholic and like Orthodox, and then Protestant.
Yeah, and a rabbi.
And a rabbi.
And everyone's kind of agreeing except for the rabbi.
Yeah.
And it's
The rabbi's like, these guys are all crazy.
yeah. He's like, none of them know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like his God was angry. Oh, he got better. It's like that's
When?
yeah. It's
And then,
such good
and then
stuff.
it leads to a fun little line in the credits referencing this scene.
What?
Did you guys not catch this?
I had to come here. I didn't stay for the credits.
The rabbi makes a point of saying it is a great sin to depict the Godhead on screen, and so the movie ends with there is no visual depiction of the Godhead in this movie. That's in the credits at the end, which is just a nice little fun
Nice.
thing.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cute.
yeah,
That's fun.
yeah.
So we'll save the rest for the discussion. But we all like this film.
Yes.
It's a goodie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just be aware of what you're getting into.
A great
You know what I
movie
mean?
that you should love, or you're a bad person.
Well, I mean, look, like some of these, I would have to say, especially No Country for Old Men, like leaves you with a certain feeling and then just kind of leaves you there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this does the same thing, but in a very different way.
Yeah.
And just be aware of that,
Yeah.
because I can understand someone seeing the credits of this film and going, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And walking out of this film unhappy.
I believe I heard someone say that out loud when I saw No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
well, the last part of Old Country for No Men.
No men.
Is a little confusing, much like that title. But yeah, and I think also maybe some modern audiences might get a little bored with the tributes to old Hollywood
I
past.
loved it.
Not if you
Of course, I loved it. Come on, we all loved it.
If you love movies and film, you will enjoy these cute little vignettes that we get.
But yeah, so come back for the discussion at the end to get more of our thoughts.
Yeah,
on
we'll have a
this
lot to talk about.
film.
And I personally apologize for the spoilers earlier.
Yeah, I feel like we dropped a few in there.